So this is going to be a fun little section because we get to talk about how the body moves and its connection with our mind, our brain, how it works. So I'm going to start this section by taking a few positions, taking a few postures, and describing the differences between these postures. So you've probably heard the term alpha versus beta, like alpha male, alpha female, alpha player, beta player, alpha leader, beta follower. Whatever context you've heard it in, you've probably heard it somewhere else other than this video tutorial. For the purposes of what we're doing today, it has to do with the way that you stand. Anyone can take a beta posture or an alpha posture at any time for any specific reason. And I'll go later on in the section into detail as to how it applies when you are singing in front of people, when you are building confidence for yourself to get in front of people and feel more comfortable. So now I'm going to take, like I said, different postures, and it'll be up to you to decide whether it's beta or alpha. And then we'll go over the characteristics after we do this little quiz. So when I do this, what is that? If you said beta, you're correct. When I do this, what is this posture? If you said alpha, that is correct. If I do this, what is that posture? That is alpha. If I do this, that's a beta. If I do something like this, that's alpha. So, as you can see, a lot of the beta postures were similar, a lot of the alpha postures were similar. So let's go over the characteristics of each category. Alpha posture. Major arteries and organs are exposed. Chest is open, legs are spread at least shoulder wide. Relaxed breathing. There's a dominance, there's a confidence that's associated with those postures. The beta posture. Major arteries and organs are defended. Back may be hunched over. Hands are covering sensitive parts of the body. Legs are together. Maybe there's labored breathing. It gives a subordinate and air of hesitation, if you will. And all of these postures are all postures that we have probably taken in some way, shape, or form as babies, as children, as adults, currently, and even in the future. It does not, if you are someone who takes a beta position because you're cold or you're uncomfortable or you're sad, that's totally fine. That's a proper context for that situation. Just like, if you take an alpha posture, depending on the situation, that could be totally fine and actually benefit you. The reason why we're going over these categories and why it's so important to do so is because unless you are performing with purpose and being conscious of being beta, if that's the message that you're trying to convey purposefully, then that's one thing. But for most situations, because you're up in front of people, because you are establishing some type of communication with an audience, singing primarily is an alpha activity, which requires openness, which requires being comfortable up in front of people. So given that leads to a very simple exercise that I am going to go over with you here in the next section that, practiced over time, may help you become more confident in front of people and more confident in your body's movement. It's not the most perfect solution, but over being practiced over consistent time and in a very conscious way, you can establish a connection between the mind and the body that will prove positive and hopefully give you some really great results.